Hello and welcome to Homestead Imaginations. I am Josh, and today we are just going over a recap of where we're at with different projects. So this used to be the area. You can kind of see the outline here. This was the temporary chicken run until we could get the actual chicken run built onto the coop. So we're mostly there. We're pretty close, but we're at a point where I can at least merge the two. So here's some of the fencing. So I've got this fenced off, and then I've got hardware cloth in here, 16 gauge wire to secure this. I still need to go into the ground on the bottoms. I have not done that yet, at least on this side of things. But on the coop, it's open at the bottom. That I did. That's all been covered all the way around it, and that's been put into the ground and then reburied. We took weed fabric, put it underneath, and then took wood chips and mulched it so that way it looks, at least looks a little decent. But here's the chicken coop. There's the chickens. They're a little hot. Today is 90 degrees. Just gave them cold water, so hopefully they cool down. I'm probably gonna bring out a little bit more cold water, but we're getting pretty close. So we've just got to frame off this side, the two back corners, and basically this front panel and this front panel. I did the door today. I also drilled a hole all the way through, tied a rope to this, so that, and then just tied like a nut washer here, just so that way if the wind blows it shut or whatever, I can at least pull this and unlock myself, so I'm not stuck in the run with the chickens for who knows how long, until someone can come save me. I saw someone post that happened to them, and I was gonna make sure that did not happen to me, because that is definitely something that I would do. Like, that would 100% happen to me. So almost there. We do got the roof on finally. We're not quite done. We just got the cap to basically do. We got part of it on. We just got to finish it. So we're really close to being done with that, and then I'll have to seal each one of these little sections off, so that way make this as critter proof as possible. I mean, this should stop raccoons, possums, and stuff. It will not stop a bear. Not much can stop a bear. So making progress, slowly but surely. And then we're gonna take a walk out back. We got this huge, like, wet grass type stuff. I don't even know what it's called, but it grows ridiculously. But it's only like in this one spot. There's like a patch of it, and the rest of the backyard doesn't have it, and none of the rest of the yard has it. So grass is a little long. Definitely time to mow, but things are coming along. We've got some raspberries coming in that the boys can come and pick, so that's exciting. Getting some raspberries finally on the property. It looks like this had a bunch of canes last year, and it looks like they died. Nothing is growing at all on those, and they should have already been flowering, so I'm pretty sure they died. So lost all that progress. The lettuce, I've got to actually come out here and cut it. That bolted from the heat that we had. So we did get some of the lettuce off of it, but not nearly as much as I would have wanted. Been super busy trying to keep up with everything, but we've got different things. We got green beans and yellow beans growing. I actually got a pepper over there I can see, so that's exciting. Things are starting to, do well, but then other things, these are just hanging over. No, yeah, those are growing really tall. They're doing fantastic. This is doing really well. We've already gotten 2 massive zucchinis out of the garden, which is absolutely insane. They're like, one day I checked them, and then like a couple days later they were massive. We lost pretty much all of our broccoli through it bolting. So it was so hot, like high 90s, and this is my garden. I don't have shade cloths, which I will be getting shade cloths for next year. But we do got a little bit of a head right there. Let's see what else. This is a jungle of freaking weeds and grass growing in between the beds because I don't have it covered. The biggest devastation I'm really upset about is over here. Look at all these Japanese beetles. Like, look at all that. That was probably like 40, 50. I just shook off this damn tree. I've been coming out when I can and using a cup of water and then flicking them into the water and then feeding them to the chickens. So they're loving them, but there's literally thousands of them. Here they're on some of the weeds, eating the weeds. They can eat the weeds all they want, but here they are on the sea berries. They're like devouring these plants though. They're like completely eating them entirely. So that plant's not doing too bad, but like, yeah, this one over here, I can already tell this has got a bunch on it. Like, they're eating the leaves. Like, down to nothing. Like, look at this leaf here. There's nothing left of that leaf. It's just completely shredded. I got most, or not most, I got a big chunk done with the manure, spreading that. We got 2 more rows? Is that it? Yeah, 2 more rows of spreading manure and then like 2.5, 3 rows of spreading the wood chips, and then that will finally be done. The flowers are, we got some flowers growing. Ooh, Japanese beetles are damaging her flowers too. Oh. So yeah, these Japanese beetles, if anyone knows, I've seen online before where people have found they had like some kind of nest. I have to look for it. But if anyone knows a nice like attractant that will attract the Japanese beetles, and preferably not be like poison, just something that attracts them and they get stuck inside, please comment down below, because I'd like to catch them and then feed them to the chickens. Why not? Tons of protein and fresh bugs for them. So like down here, there's a bunch in there. I don't know if the camera's picking them up, but so yeah, it's a lot of things are growing, but like here, this garden's full of weeds and going, like, it's hard to make out. There's pepper plants in there, but the weeds are getting just as tall as the plants. We've got a couple watermelons that me and my son put out not too long ago. They're starting to grow, but they definitely need a lot of work. Then we've got some pumpkins that seem to be doing well. They're taking off. We've got some squashes out here that are doing well. I'm gonna have to stake that tomato plant because that's actually growing pretty well. So things are going well here. Just been mad busy and trying to keep up with everything. We're making progress. It'll be nice once I can get this all mulched, and then I can start my composting bins, which will be like the next project that I need to start, which are back there. But all that is like all weeds. So like I'm gonna need to like tear all that down, and then because I want to build more compost bins all along that. So that'll be like probably one of the next projects. But I mean, it's like hit or miss. Like it's really like most things are doing well. There are some losses, but like the beets are doing awesome. The carrots are doing fantastic. The onions are starting to yellow. So like, or garlic. This is garlic. Again, tons of, I am done using grass clippings and like straw like type material out in the fields and stuff, or from my yard. It breeds way too many weeds, and it protects the soil, which is great. It's definitely what you need, but it's damaging at the same time, like to the point where like it's growing so many weeds, it's a nuisance. It's like a severe problem. I never ended up mounding these like I was going to, like people suggest that you should mound your potatoes. I just was not able to get to it like I wanted to. So these are growing like a couple different plants right next to each other. So like I need to weed all this and then put in all new mulch. And I think from now on wood chips is the thing. I'm investing into getting a wood chipper, and I'm going to just wood chip everything for mulch. I do want to use leaves still, because like they did very well in the gardens. Kind of see it in there on the ground here, all in there. that's all like shredded leaves. Shredded leaves will stay like pretty much put where you put them. Like if you just throw in leaves, they'll get blown all over the place and out of where you're trying to grow them. But if you mulch them, shred them up, then put them in your garden, it's a good mulch. So I think I'll put those as a good base and then put wood chips on top. And that way I'll have like a good lot of biomaterial to break down over time. My arugula, my spinach, they all bolted pretty much. Like they grew better than they did last year, so like it was somewhat of a success, but they did bolt, and I didn't get any harvest out of them. So things to do better for next year, more shade cloths. Like these two gardens here, the majority of this stuff is now gonna be grown in this extended garden here, which I'm gonna be extending it like all the way through here. I'm going to take these two gardens and I'm gonna put like shade cloth on them and keep them relatively cool for my greens. All my lettuce, my romaine, arugula, spinach, the broccoli, cauliflower, anything that really likes colder temperatures, I am now gonna put in here. And then even in the garden, I'm gonna design, because I had a greenhouse and the wind destroyed it because it wasn't a very good one. I'm gonna take those panels and I'm gonna make like a rectangle dome type thing that goes over top, like a rectangle cover, and to help like really keep in the heat, because my peppers really aren't that big, so I want to give them a little bit more. Sweet potatoes are doing pretty well, like they're growing. Like that is a very good sweet potato, very green. These other ones are definitely like waiting for the roots to really. Ooh, we've got an onion kind of popping through on. We need to cover that up. Yeah, some onions. So I need to plant my onions a little bit deeper. Even here, they need to be a little bit deeper. But that's cool. So we got some good onions there. So yeah, that's what we got going on. This I at least finally weed whacked. This was literally like weeds, like all like chest high, and I finally pulled the fencing off, which was a pain because it was all entwined. And I weed whacked the asparagus. I'll just show you. You can't really see the asparagus in this. This was like fresh seed asparagus that I planted. It's literally like a tiny little sprout right here. I'm moving it with my finger. You can kind of see it with the camera. That's going to take a few years to even establish and be good. This asparagus right here is from Crowns that I ordered. I ordered one of each, so this is not growing asparagus for this year, but next year it should be established. But at some point this summer, I'm going to mulch these trenches out, and then I'm going to put boards around and block these off, so that way the asparagus only grows in these trenches and that's it. I don't want it spreading anywhere else into any other areas. Like this should be plenty of asparagus. So yeah, so we're battling the bugs, we're battling time is the big thing. We got so much going on and so many big projects that we're trying to work on. Like I've been working on the coop and my oldest has been helping me, which has been awesome. So we're getting the coop done finally. And then we're also trying to spread manure still and wood chips. So we're almost done with that, at least for this year. And then next year we'll fill all this in, but lots of projects, and because I'm trying to do projects for future growth and future stuff that we're adding now that, you know, we still got to finish getting ready, like the trees for an addition this year, but like mulching them and covering them with wood chips is new this year. It's still an ongoing project. Once that gets done, then I can spend more time in the garden and making sure that my plants are doing well. I can fight the Japanese beetles, but we got some sunflowers finally popping heads, like, which is exciting. I can't wait for those. I plan on probably feeding a lot of the seeds right to the chickens once they're done for the year. But yeah, everything is going fairly well. Like I'm still positive it's still going well. There's just some things that are definitely have failed. Like we probably won't get any broccoli, stuff like that. But you know, you live and you learn and you get better and you make the adjustments each year. No one starts out being an expert at anything, especially gardening. There's a lot to it. It's simple, but there's a lot to it. So just give yourself time, get out there, just start growing stuff. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. figure out why it didn't work out, and then fix it for the next year. Thank you for watching. Please comment down below if you got any suggestions, any tips on what we can do to help any of our current situations. And I will catch you next time. Keep the imagination rolling. Bye-bye.